Hey, and welcome back yet again to another episode of Mixing a Prog Album Live, where we are still working on AfterWinter's second album, Boundless. Hey, if you have subscribed to this channel recently, I want to extend a special thank you for subscribing. If you wouldn't mind whoever's watching hitting that like button real fast, that does help this get out a whole bunch. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. We've got a whole lot of good stuff you can check out in this channel. Today is episode 26 of this series, so obviously the previous 25 episodes are available for viewing, where you can see how this album has shaped up so far and get a lot of pretty handy information on how we have gotten to the point that we are right at the moment. Again, if you are a new subscriber, we thank you very much for your support. And if you are not subscribed, consider doing so, and I hope you won't regret it. I think you'll enjoy what you see, what you like to hear, all that good stuff. We are almost episode 30. Gosh, we're getting up there in episodes, aren't we? But we're making really good headway. We are continuing work today on track number 7, which is called Find Me, where we are starting the volume detail, which I believe is the last bit we need to do in this one for our first draft. So, pretty decent chance we get our first draft of this song done today. That's pretty exciting. Let's, excuse me, sorry. Take a look at Logic. I'm going to adjust my mic up just a little bit here. There we go. Much better. Where we can see where we were in here. And I do believe we are starting today with a listen through of the bass layer, B-A-S-E bass layer, which normally is just the drums, distortion, rhythm guitars, and bass. But today we do need to do the bass layer a little bit differently, and that is because this song is very piano focused. The piano, as far as the instrumentation, is arguably kind of the main thing for most of the song, and continues to be a main thing even when everything else comes in too. So I would say that we need to have the pianos in this listen through as well. So we're actually going to be turning on most of the song, if I'm being honest. So drums, bass, clean guitars, distortion rhythm guitars, and piano. So all we're leaving out here is the little bit of orchestra, the leads, and the vocals. But this will still provide us with a pretty decent listen. So let's just start off. Let's kick this thing off and get this thing playing. We're going to do a full front-to-back listen, and we're just listening to the balance. Remember that we're really focused on volume right now, so we want to make sure that anything that we've adjusted previously, which honestly I don't think has been much. We had adjusted the bass a little bit, but we just want to make sure that everything that we're hearing at the moment feels in balance so that we can put all of the fancy stuff on the top, getting those strings in there, the solos in there, and then, arguably the most important part of this particular song, getting the vocals to sit right. All right, let's do it. Huh. Well, I am not hearing anything. I don't think you guys are hearing anything either. The song is playing. Why might we not be hearing anything? Because I unmuted the leads instead of the pianos. Oh, that's good. We're off to a good start here. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. there's a chance that when everything comes in, it's a little too much. I think I would like to hear that again. It just felt like suddenly I would almost liken it to an explosion, almost. Like when everything came in, it was unexpected and it was very loud. Let's do a couple of things. I think I want it to build over time, so that it maybe ends at that volume we were just hearing, but doesn't start there. Let's go down 3 decibels. So that would put the bass drum at 20.5. Look at that, it gave me that. That's nice. We need to do the same with the overheads. I have a feeling we may end up turning this all, keeping this, but turning it all down. The overheads are going to need to go down to 18. Couldn't get lucky twice. Give me 18. There we go. We'll go ahead and leave that open in anticipation of this needing additional adjustment. Here's the bass, which just needs to go to -3, and then our army of clean guitars. Now I could adjust this on the master bus instead of each individual channel. The only reason I'm doing it this way is so that we can still adjust the master channel freehand later without worrying about it messing up volume automation. It's a small thing, honestly. It's arguable which way is better, honestly, but I prefer to leave the master buses without volume automation so that we can turn them up and down easily without having to come in here and click a bunch of stuff. I'd rather click a bunch of stuff right here. Okay. And then clean guitars need to come down to 17. Okay, so that's a 3 decibel drop for right when everything comes in, and then over the course of that pre-chorus, it will slowly go back to the volume that it started at. Let's back up a little bit. Definitely felt more appropriate. The bass still feels a little loud, maybe. Couple of nitpicky adjustments here. The bass volume feels a little loud, but these 3 notes right here felt right just where they were. I don't want those to move. But I do think that I want the bass to go down let's try 1.5 decibels. Here and here, and then it will come back up later on in the song. Okay. And just a hair too much clean guitar. Interesting. Maybe it was just the verse. kind of like the guitars coming in a little stronger there on the pre-chorus. feel like the piano jumped up in volume there on that chorus. Also, real quick, let me solo my stream mic and solo the clean guitars. There's a couple of little, like, fancy things that the clean guitars are doing in there that I want to identify in that pre-chorus that maybe ought to be brought up just a little. But which guitar is doing it? Or which set of guitars is doing it, I should say. Hey, Manjen! You're here! How's it going? Howdy, y'all! Yeah, perfect. Do you remember this song? Surely you do. Okay, that definitely doing that one. Yeah, I like that little bit right there. I assume none of the other guitars are doing it. Okay, ballad guitars aren't. Yeah, acoustic sims aren't. Manjan just got off work. We are working on Find Me. Okay, and then me and James's acoustic guitars also aren't doing it. Okay. Excuse me. I like that bit. It's the upbeat. From the upbeat of count 4 right there up to... Oh, so we crying. Yes, that's right, Majennica, that's right. Yes. I need to highlight both tracks there. Yes, indeed. We are to the ballad. That also means we are at track 7 out of 11, though. So we are moving right along, that is for sure. Okay. Oh. Okay, so this hit right here... Yep. We are moving right along, that is for sure. Coming along nice. We need to return down. Ooh, or maybe we don't need to return down so much as it needs to just turn back down before that hit. Dad says you're in Athens, found you, song over. Yes. We should have recorded an alternate version of the lyrics where Majennica just sings, Athens, that's where you'll find me. Okay. And also there. And we'll review to see if this volume increase actually is what should be there. That's a 3.5 decibel increase. So theoretically that should be okay. But I think it happens again. Yeah, right there. And then obviously there's a second pre-chorus, which these should theoretically be in also, but we'll get there when we get there. Although, this is the second pre-chorus. Did you post it? I feel like 3 viewers is low. No, yes, I posted it as normal. That's about normal. I think the most we've ever had at once is maybe 7 or so. So, no, we're doing good. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this is pre-chorus too, so this might actually be the only time those happen, unless maybe it happens in the solo. But we may not want to turn it up, even if it is in the solo, just because it might get in the way. We'll see that when we get there. Okay, let's go back to hearing everything real fast and see if those increases popped those out. I could definitely do with more. Okay, yeah, that jumping clear up to 9 actually seemed like it benefited. Actually pretty clearly heard it there. We may need to do something about the volume drop, though, because that's a pretty hefty increase. We may hear it drop off. Definitely heard it drop off, so let's fix that. So we want to grab the underside nodes at the end of each one and move them out. Let's see if moving them out to the end of their respective measures fixes that. And then I'm also I'm actually hearing the second one a little bit less than the first one. So let's boost that second one a little bit extra both times. Yeah. Yeah. Just a nice little extra thing. Seems a little strong in this section. We may actually want to take it up for that little run at the end. Let's try taking him down a couple of decibels for that chorus. It just seems like suddenly he's pounding away. Let's take that run up right there. Just a little more. So again, that piano seems loud. But it might be appropriate once everything comes in. Just like right when this chorus starts, the first piano seems loud. Whoops. I have inadvertently created track envelopes on extra tracks. I'm blasting this in my truck in the Stumac parking lot, by the way. Hope Dan Erlewine likes it. Yeah. Well, tell him I've got lots and lots of guitars that need fixing. If he likes it, he can fix all these nasty broken guitars. Like he doesn't have way better things to do. I watched a Stumac video that he was in here recently. Something about the truss rod that was stripped, and he used the Stumac truss rod rescue thing to fix it. It was neat. Hopefully it doesn't blow your speakers when Luke blows his nose. Yeah, no kidding. I am sick of blowing my nose, let me tell you. I feel just fine now, but I'm still congested. I just wish I could get the rest of this junk out of me. Yeah, the clean guitars definitely become less of a focus when everything hits, and I think that's fine. So there's a chance that those guitars do the fancy little bits there that we turned up again during the guitar solo. I don't think we need to bring them out. I think they're fine. They're fine being contributing more to the vibe than being clearly heard. Okay. A lot of good work done on that. Let's get our orchestra and our guitar leads back in. Orchestra master, leads master, and let's check a couple of those things before we hit vocals. I want to see how those strings are sitting in there. Talk about something that is contributing more to the vibe than anything else. These strings definitely do not need to be really clearly heard at any point. But if we mute them, we should notice that something drops out. Got to get that Gregorian ensemble in there. And as you know, AfterWinter does not like to use sound effect libraries, so we really did get a whole bunch of dudes named Greg together to sing that part. Did my nose grow a little bit just there? Nah, it's fine. So we got to thank the bunch of dudes named Greg on our album credits. Okay, let's check out the leads. Let's check out the guitar solo. Oh, Majennica says ominous organs or something there in the background is a nice touch. Yes. You might be hearing all those dudes named Greg right there. Couple of adjustments, but easy ones. Adjusted the bass just a hair for that section. Same thing with the rhythm guitars. Turn the orchestra down just half a decibel. Excuse me. Should be good. We're definitely going to have to pay close attention to that like little ending solo bit, because that kind of sits in a spot between vocal sections, and it's possible that it will need to get out of the way of the last vocal line and then kind of like come back. So we'll pay attention to that. It might be okay. Let's get our vocals back in here. There's our lead vocals and our background vocals. So we're just going to go through the song bit by bit here and pay attention, especially to what the vocals are doing and how they're interacting with everything else. But keep in mind, too, that just because we're paying attention to the vocals doesn't mean that we should stop paying attention to everything else. So we are also at least keeping kind of a subconscious ear to the vibe of the entire thing. Something else too loud needs to get out of the way. We need to fix that. It's really easy to only adjust what you're looking at. So if the vocals seem quiet in a section, you turn the vocals up, except maybe it was something else needed to come down so that the vocals could be where they were already. Stuff you got to pay attention to. Right off the bat, the word sitting was a little quieter than everything else. Majennica says, "Nobody perceive me, please." We Nealeigh sure picked an attention-grabbing pastime for people who don't like to be the center of attention. That was better. I want to back up a little further. Sitting on the shore. Okay, another nitpicky change here. I feel like I may have cut that take in right in the middle of a breath. Majennica says I think about that often. Yeah, no kidding. Same. pick it up a half a decibel. Sorry, we're just doing the same piece over and over. Ah, that's also a weird thing right there. That needs to go up. I'm not sure why that didn't go up before. Okay. Turn the vocals up overall just a little bit, just there. Nealeys just are what we are. Yes, yeah, that's what Dad says. Yep. I tell you what, I've been messing around a lot with the YouTube's AI thing. That now the members of AfterWinter know this because I've been putting stuff in the chat about this. But on these YouTube videos, you can ask AI to summarize the video, or you can ask it other questions about other things. And I went on a rampage earlier, just like asking several things just out of curiosity for what it would say. And it had several very nice things to say about me as a host. So AI, when I watch this episode back later and inevitably ask you the same question, thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Apparently, I am an insightful and engaging host. I blushed a little when I read that. I was like, oh, thanks, AI.
Sitting on the shore.
Yeah, that's right.
You've been here for a while. You watch the water move as dawn crests the lake. Still you're
Congratulations.
The loss was so unfair. There was no way to prepare. You look to the skies and tears fill your eyes. Feeling all alone. All alone. Here within you.
Yeah, I'm doing good right there. Majennica says, still you're confused. Yes. I live my life in a state of confusion. I don't know about you guys. That just applies to everything overall. No, what I expected the AI to say is, well, this guy plays okay guitar, but he clearly has no idea what words are. Other than the word I know that word pretty good. You get a little more volume on the vocals here in this pre-chorus.
All alone. Here within you. I can never fade. I remain.
Majennica was annoying in the chat throughout the stream. I like how you copied its misspelling of your name. That was good. I think the overall volume there was good. But the word here might have been a little quiet.
Feeling all alone. All alone. Here within you. I can never fade. I remain through the memories we made. When you're looking across the lake, feel the sunshine on your face.
I think at some point in there, the vocals got to be just a little too loud. I'm not 100% sure where, though. Wait, that's not how it's spelled. That's how I've been forging it. Yes. It goes back and forth, because I've been enjoying reading the AI's summary of each episode, and sometimes it spells it right, but most of the time it spells it with the G. I asked it at one point, what is AfterWinter? And that was pretty interesting. I assume it has access to all of the internet, basically. So the amount of information it had on several of us, like personally, was a little creepy.
Here within you, I can never fade. I remain through the memories we made. When you're looking across the lake, feel the sunshine on your face. Though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you.
Okay, a couple of changes I want to make to this chorus, I think. I think my vocals are too loud. Where are they panned? 20. Okay, I think I want to go a little wider with my vocals in the stereo field. Let me hear that again.
Though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you. In the quiet thoughts of memory, that's where you'll find me.
Okay, yeah, that felt a little more appropriate. Took a little bit more bass range out of my voice. My voice is very much a support instrument, if you will, in that section. I do not want to be real clear. The really high note in that first phrase, I want to turn down on Majenica's vocal just a little bit. There's no way to hit that note pretty without pushing harder. You know what I mean? So we just don't want it to jump out in volume.
Though you're torn in two,
Yeah.
still I'm here with you. In the quiet thoughts of memory,
My voice might still be a little too loud.
that's where you'll find me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take my voice down half a decibel there.
Though you're torn in two, still
Sorry, brain wandered there for a second.
though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you.
Okay. I'm debating that maybe again both my voice and her voice are still just a hair too loud. Let me try taking it down and just see. We've got some weird nodes going on here. I want to make sure that I'm grabbing the right ones. Okay, I think we did there. So let's try going down half a decibel. Okay, I could swear that had grabbed the right one, but apparently it didn't. There we go. And then mine need to go down another one.
Though you're torn in two, still I'm
too quiet here.
This is where I stay. Here time seems to be an illusion taking us away.
I could see it got louder there on the an illusion part, so I was waiting to see if we like kind of equalized in volume when we hit that. Need to hear it again. Not sure. Let's go up a decibel here. And I know I should have done something different there. I know I introduced a redundancy there I need to fix. There we go.
In the warm embrace of the music in this place.
Okay. And the word in was quiet again. Again meaning the first word of the phrase again.
In the warm embrace of the music in this place.
Was brace in the word embrace too loud?
In the warm embrace
Yeah.
of the music in this place.
It's nitpicky, but I think so.
In the warm embrace of the music in this place. This is where I stay. Here time seems to be an illusion taking us away.
I definitely felt the drop in volume when it dropped. So this either needs to be turned up equally or at least a little more.
An illusion.
Can't tell context if we don't hear the previous phrases. There we go.
Here time seems to be an illusion taking us away. But though I had to leave, I know you still believe. But even though I'm gone, you have the strength to carry on. If you're alive, I'm alive. Here within you, I can never fade. I remain through the memories we made. Leave your sadness beside the lake.
Laughing too hard at the comment section. I didn't hear like the last 30 seconds of what was going on in the song at least. Hair growth samples in the mail. I love it. Those harmonies are neat. I'm wondering if they're a little too loud. I want to listen a little closer to that.
But though I had to leave, I know you still believe. But even though I'm gone,
Maybe they're okay.
you have the strength to carry on. If you're alive, I'm alive. have the strength to carry on. If you're alive, I'm alive.
Okay, I think maybe this is just the smallest of bits too loud.
You have the strength to carry on. If you're alive, I'm alive. Here within you, I can never fade. I remain through the memories we made. Leave your sadness beside the lake. Feel the sunshine on your face.
Okay, yeah, we're really close. Want to turn the background vocals up in the pre-chorus just a little bit.
Here within you, I can never fade. I remain through the memories we made. Leave your sadness beside the lake. Feel the sunshine on your face. Though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you.
Okay. C Majennica. I like it. Or in this, the case of this song, E flat Majennica. There we go.
Though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you.
Would you prefer any of these misspellings over magenta? Or would you prefer people just call you Magenta? Very, very high. Yeah. Yes. That's no kidding.
Though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you. In the peaceful thoughts of memory, that's where you'll find me.
Okay, I think I'm good with all that. Maybe the background vocals ought to come back down just a little bit. Majennica hates magenta. How do you feel about the color? Is it just because people say that as your name wrong? Or is it the word itself that just hits you wrong? Because I totally get that. I wear magenta turtlenecks to play pickleball. Because I hate Lucas for the same reason. It's just because occasionally people will say that, assuming that my name is short for that, and it's not. But it's just created this like inordinate dislike for that particular name that I wouldn't have otherwise had.
Still I'm here with you. In the peaceful thoughts of memory, that's where.
Oop, system overload. Oh, take magenta over Majentica. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, either way, sticking a T in there is like just a blatant disregard for how, the sounds that letters make. But still. Yeah, Majentica is close enough to be frustrating, whereas magenta is at least a word. With that. Yeah, Eli, that had never occurred to me. That's a good point. You have the same thing because your name really is just Eli, not Elijah. Yeah, and the ones that pronounce it as Ellie. Yeah, totally. None of us have gotten as lucky as Dad, though, to have your initials spell your first name. I mean, come on. That's super handy. Okay, I think I'm good with all those vocals in there. Majennica. Some of those, I don't know where you find some of those little emoticons or whatever they're called, emojis, whatever. Oh, man. To do some stuff to that the first line that's quiet for sure. Even very recently at a doctor's office somebody said Ellie. That's insane, man. Where do people get this stuff? How are they looking at your name and thinking I mean, Eli is a common name. Like, how does somebody mess that up? I want to hear this bit again here. Definitely got some interesting different stuff happening here. So the word through is quiet. My vocal seems a little bit loud overall. Just take my voice down a little bit there. And then on Majenica's, it's actually the lower part of the word cried that seems to be jumping out volume-wise this time. We're getting there. It's still not quite it. Quickly correcting them in a monotone voice. Absolutely. Yes. I argued with a manager at Walmart once when I first started working there back in 2009. She insisted that my name tag needed to say Lucas because we don't put nicknames on the name tag, she said. And I had to show her my driver's license to prove to her that Luke wasn't just a nickname. Meanwhile, and I didn't realize this at the time, and I wouldn't have been a jerk about it at the time anyway, but I kind of wish I had. I didn't realize it, but her name was Deborah, and her name tag said Debbie. She's standing there telling me my name tag can't say Luke, while her name tag says Debbie. So, yeah, just insane stuff with that. is a very careful balance, that whole thing. So this middle thing needed to come up. So it's okay when all the harmonies are in there, but this phrase right here where the harmonies drop out was quiet. Adjust some stuff in this phrase too. Eli says you should have just put lupus on your name tag so she'd shut up about it. Yes. Majennica says I've stopped correcting people unless they call me Magenta or Majentica. Usually when I correct people it's a back and forth thing where they just cannot grasp what I'm saying. Yeah. And I've witnessed that. I have seen that confuse people beyond what they're capable of for some reason, which is weird because again, like if you just look at how your name is spelled, it's said exactly like that. I mean, you would think that it wouldn't confuse people so bad if they saw it, but that seems to confuse them even worse for some reason. I'm just gonna do some quick little up and downs here on Majenica's vocals in that phrase. Sound it out, exactly. Yeah. Oops, I've introduced a redundancy right there. Almost missed that. I also think the low harmony is a little loud. I think it's BG3. Want to confirm that.
That's where you'll find me to guide you home.
Oh. No. So is it BG1?
That's where you'll find me to guide you home.
It is. Okay. Just a hair. Again, is not much. Let's try 1 decibel and see if that's too much. Getting there. Come on now. I'm going to take my octave vocals down on the last line. This did maybe seem like a whole decibel was too much. Let's try half a decibel. That phrase on Majenica's vocal was a little loud too, wasn't it? Especially the I, like the very first word right when we come in is like almost aggressive, meaning just that it's like a sharp sound right at the beginning of it. We're down into the nitpicky, dirty, gritty stuff, but necessary. Oh, Dad says, do you map out the notes to the harmonies ahead of time or just wing them? I'm curious if your ability is theory or innate talent oriented. It's a little of both, but I would lean towards winging. That a lot of that stuff just seems to occur to me. I'm not sure how. Same with the melodies, honestly. When I, because the all of the melodies on this album I came up with. So even the spots where Majenica's singing, other than the spots where Majennica was like, "Hey, how about this instead?" which happened fairly often. But yeah, I don't know. I just hear the stuff sometimes. But yeah, sometimes I do have to at least give myself a starting note. Like the middle harmony that's on BG3 in this song, I knew I wanted the third part in there. I needed to figure out what note I needed to start on, and then the rest of it just kind of made sense. I'm not sure what instilled that. I do know that usually the first harmony that occurs to me is the same as the first harmony that occurs to you. I discovered that when we were doing Head and West there for a while. When I would help out with Head and West, if I was going to sing a harmony, usually the first one that kind of occurred to me was the one you were already doing, which I'm sure you probably also noticed. So it's got to at least to some degree come from you. I know a lot of people have said over the years in reviews that the harmonies seem very Beatle-y, which I've always thought was interesting. I've heard that more than once in reviews, that harmonies, usually ones that I've come up with, seem kind of Beatles-esque. So I wonder how much of it is that influence, too. I would have guessed a lot of my harmony theory came from Def Leppard, but it's very possible that it was both. Sorry to anybody who finds this particularly nitpicky. The vocals in this song are so important. And so I want to make sure that everything's nice and even so that it's properly pushing the message. Right idea, just not enough of an increase. I'm still just not hearing the word through as well as I want to. Weird. I feel like that didn't even make a difference. I think I'm feeling pretty good about that. I definitely want to hear it again. I think part of the reason that through isn't coming through the way I want to is that we're kind of fighting the limiter. Because everything drops out right there, what the limiter is doing to this signal changes really drastically right at that exact moment. The limiter is suddenly compressing a lot less and pushing a quiet part way louder right there. And so I think I'm fighting against the compressor moving trying to get that word through out. But I'm still just not hearing it as loud as I'd like to. And I noticed that she kind of crescendos into that note. It starts a little quiet and gets a little bit louder. So I've tried to combat that a little bit by starting the volume envelope louder and then having it jump down so that we get it a little bit more even. But it still seems quiet. Get the word through up a little bit here. I really had to fight my inclination with these background vocals too. I'm sure the band probably remembers on the demo vocals, I have a tendency to say may more than me, which is a Def Leppard thing. And it also, it's a more open sound. So I feel like I can hit the notes a little bit fuller if I'm saying the A vowel rather than the E vowel. But Majennica sang it me, and so it would sound real dumb if the harmonies sang may and the lead sings me. So I had to kind of fight that inclination. But I think it worked out well. It's a good enough in between that we get the openness while, pronouncing the word correctly. if you'd say, yeah, no, putting it literally, pronouncing it may is wrong. I want to pay a little bit more attention to that lead that's right there that we pointed out earlier. That might be it for this one. I'm thinking everything up to this point sounded really good. I just want to make sure that this lead is slotting in where it's supposed to and not getting in the way of the vocals. Pretty all right. I'd like to try turning a section of it down, but I'm not convinced that it needs it. Right when the words start in, I'm going right there, and I'm wondering if it sounds better if that part is turned down. But it might be okay. Still undecided. Didn't like it so much that time. Let me hear it again without it being turned down. Okay. Didn't like that either. Let me try part of the reason I disliked it was that I heard the volume drop, and I don't want to do that. So let's let it drop kind of gradually over the course of right before those vocals start. Yep. Ooh, I just remembered a neat thing we might want to test. I'm pretty sure that almost inexplicably that lead guitar started feeding back. And I'm wondering if it would be neat to have that come up in volume as it kind of naturally fades away, rather than that last note being mostly orchestra. That's the last note right there, isn't it? Yeah. What if we gradually have this lead kind of build? Just curious. Okay, couple of thoughts about that. I don't necessarily want to boost the actual note. I just want that feedback. I'd like it a little more. I want a little bit less of the high orchestra, I think. Let's get the high orchestra fading out at a quicker rate. It's subtle. It's not quite as, like, cool of a feedback as I remember, but knowing what it is neat. Let me hear that one more time, I think. Yeah, I'm good with that. I do believe that is yet another first draft done. At least as far as a mix. All right, that's good. I love this song. This song came out so good, captures that feeling. It's emotional. It's important to that message of moving on beyond loss. Maybe more on the nose this one than most of the others. I don't know. Boundless is pretty on the nose. But, yeah. I really like this one. This one came out really good. And, everybody did a fantastic job, but Majennica especially. Just knocked it out of the park with those vocals. Fantastic job on that. Because that's one that has to be pretty. That's one that, if I were the only vocalist in the band, would not have come across near as emotionally. Majenica's vocals were 100% necessary to that and just nailed it. Yes. Okay. So last step we need to do here on stream for this mix is to turn the limiter off. As we've talked about multiple times, the limiter is something that goes on at the end of the mastering stage. We mix with it on so that we have a good idea of what mastering is doing to it so that we can make sure we're maintaining the correct dynamics. Now that that is done, we can turn that off. Now, we're not going to master on stream. I mentioned this for the last song. Mastering is a different process. We've done several. I think we did the first 5 songs mastering on stream as well. But it takes a long time. It seems to make the stream struggle really bad. I mastered Sunrise off stream. I'll master this one off stream. If you're curious about my process, you can check out one of the other episodes. I'm pretty sure if you want a specific number, episode 18 starts with me mastering track 4 distance. If you're just curious what the process is and you don't know, you can go check that out. Otherwise, we're just going to keep on mixing. So let's go ahead and take a preliminary look at song number 8 before we get out of here. Okay, we're back? Yes, we appear to be back. All right. Track number 8 is called The Silver Lining and is another one that became a big favorite over time. Let me go ahead and do a save as here. So we're looking at the tracking project right now, meaning this is what we were recording new stuff into with the mix we were listening to everything with, just good enough to get the point across so that we could record all the parts that we need. Now that we're mixing it, we want to save as so that any changes we make don't hurt anything that's in here. If I ruin something, we can always go back to the tracking mix and pull it back in. We have a set starting point. We can delete the click track. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so this is another longish one, I think, right? 6-ish minutes. So honestly, I figured it was longer than that. This one was intended to be the drums and bass focused one. So this one has got some wild drumming and some real crazy bass playing. And also maybe one of the neatest choruses on the entire album. I also really like the intro. The intro was not the way that you're about to hear it when we first wrote it, but it kind of came from James pushing to have a 12-string version of the chorus riff put somewhere by itself on the album. Boy, we got some weird stuff going on here, don't we? And so that came out neat. The vocals all came out really cool. This one's got some interesting me and Majennica back and forth stuff. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what I need to grab to send to the stream so that we can take a listen to this. I think all that. We're going to have to be real careful with the routing on this one because I've got some weird stuff going on. Oh, there's a backward symbol right there I would have almost missed. Okay, so I'm going to send this all over to the stream. So we're a little bit in the upswing. Speaking of the themes of the album and everything and kind of where we are. Again, this isn't a concept album, but it did end up having a fairly consistent theme across all of the songs. And starting in the second half with Sunrise, most of these songs are a little bit more on the upswing now. Find Me was really sad, but from a positive perspective. It was a lot less about being sad about the passing of somebody and more geared towards you could picture the singer of Find Me being the person that's passed on who's kind of reaching back across to tell their loved ones, I don't want you to be sad. Everything's fine. I'm still here with you. So Sunrise was, things are hard right now, but everything's going to get better. Find Me was, I don't want you to be sad anymore. The silver lining is, we're not sure what it is, but there's something good here. You know what I mean? Where there's still a silver lining in life, even if we don't know what it is. So we moved into a positive upswing for the tail end of the album. And it just worked out that way. Again, none of this was intentional at the outset. It worked out like we planned it. So let's take a listen here to track number 8, The Silver Lining, and then we'll close out. some classic James Riggs riffs for you.
Purpose, always a purpose. We don't know what it is, and we can know what it is. Stumbling, blindly stumbling along. Hope that we won't be wrong. Find the place we belong. Shaped more by the worst of our feelings. Propelled ahead by the way we become. We experience in bad situations. Shapes reactions for years to come. We pray there's a silver lining here. Though we struggle to find it now, we'll make it through somehow. We may never learn the reasons why. There's a purpose within this fight. Deny the wrong and find the light. Future, a better future. Determination within. Understanding begins. Running towards this new time. We need the help to stay strong. All these concerns will be gone. Adversity is a spark for wisdom. We emerge as who we need to be. Though the reasoning is still unsure, pieces set in place perfectly. We pray there's a silver lining here. Though we struggle to find it now, we'll make it through somehow. We may never learn the reasons why. There's a purpose within this fight. Deny the wrong and find the light. We pray there's a silver lining here. Though we struggle to find it now, we'll make it through somehow. We may never learn the reasons why. Hear this message within your fight. Deny the wrong and find the light.
So yeah, that one's pretty cool, eh? I mean, that's pretty normal. Right. So anyway, yeah, that's song number 8. So event. Is it done now? Okay. Yeah. Song number 8 came out really well. Again, some classic AfterWinter kind of tongue-in-cheek musical humor there, a few places in that song, but just a great song all the way through. I love that chorus so much. Everything that everybody is doing contributes to that being as cool as it is. Looking forward to getting this one sounding like the other one. So just like normal when we jump to a tracking mix, it's a lot quieter and a little bit weaker than everything we've been working on. So looking forward to getting this one put up where it's going to be. So we will try and dig into this one in the next stream, which should happen tomorrow at about the same time. Today is the opening night of the production in Versailles of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat that I've been harping about for the last several weeks. So we have a performance tonight, tomorrow, and then 2 on Saturday, and then that's done with. But we will have this same 4:30 to 6 open for another stream that we can get this thing started on. So I'm going to try and get this whole thing routed up and ready to go for us so that we can jump right into a context mix tomorrow. So if you want to come hang out and watch this one really start to take shape, by all means, definitely come hang out here right around 4:30 again. All right, guys. Whether you're watching right now, whether you were watching before, or whether you're watching this in the future when it's not live, I and everybody in AfterWinter appreciates every second of your time that you spend checking this stuff out, hanging out here in the streams, listening to the music wherever you stream stuff, or if you've bought the CDs. All excellent choices for checking this stuff out, and we couldn't possibly appreciate you guys more. Thank you so much for all the support over all of the years that we've been a band. We really love doing this sort of stuff, and we have no intention of stopping anytime soon. So there will be plenty more where this came from if you're enjoying listening to this. But until tomorrow, where we will get started on track number 8, which puts us real close to the end. We are moving along so well on this. We will see you guys then.